What's up, everyone? We've got some exciting Big Brother 22 news to talk about today, and I can't wait to dig into it. So we've got 3 dates to talk about. One being the Sequester date of the house guest, another being the cast reveal date of the house guest, and also the start date of Big Brother 22. So I will start saying this as I usually do. They are rumours still. All of these are rumours. Nothing's for sure, but it's still very, very exciting to speculate and talk about it. But I will talk about the dates that I've heard and that I've seen on social media and websites, etc. But it excites me very much to know that Big Brother 22 is just around the corner. So we'll dig right into the dates, and then we're going to get onto afterwards something that's very exciting. Some casting calls that have been thrown around over the country. So in different states and different cities, different video and filming sort of calls and dates have been confirmed. And we're sort of just going to go through those different locations and talk about which house guests come from each of those places and sort of piece together a puzzle to see if we can figure out any more potential house guests for Big Brother 22. And I think it's going to be really exciting to sort of see who could potentially be going in. So stick around for that as well. But first we're going to talk about some important dates. First up to begin the game is sequester time. So before the house guests go into the house, they are put into sequester. So when the cast reveal happens, they can't pre-game, although they probably have already by getting on the old phone to everyone. But you know, it's sort of just to minimise it as much as possible. They get sequestered and they don't find out what's going on in the outside world for a couple of weeks before they get sent into the house. So we'll talk about the sequester date. So the rumours being is that the house guests are going to be sequestered no later than June the 29th, which isn't that long away actually when you think about it. It's only a couple of weeks away. And, you know, for what we've been thinking about Big Brother 22 when we don't know anything about what's going on, it's good to know that potentially they could be going to sequester in less than 2 weeks. So that excites me very, very much. I think it's realistic because when there was talks of California being able to resume production of television shows on the, I think it was June the 12th, you know, not much is really going on at the moment. So June the 29th is a few weeks beyond that. So it's more than enough time for them to be able to put the house guests into sequester. And again, they're not even producing anything at that point. They are just putting house guests into sequester, putting them in a different hotel or house where they're away from the outside world. They're not getting filmed, just put into sequester. So I think that's definitely a feasible date that they could do on June the 29th, and I hope it is that soon because that means that Big Brother's coming sooner than we think if it is June the 29th. Next up after sequester is another very exciting date for Big Brother fans, and this is the cast reveal date. So this is the day that we find out who is going to be playing in the season. So this date is rumoured to be between June the 29th, which is the day that they're put into sequester. I don't know if that would happen. Is it too soon? Maybe. But also it's rumoured from there onwards to July the 3rd. So you've got a little bit of a gap there, you know, so we can't put a finger on exactly when it's going to be. Again, just rumours, so we don't know if this is true or not. However, to know that it could only be a couple of weeks away is extremely exciting, and you know, if it is only that far away, then bring it on because I'm ready for some Big Brother. And to know that we could know the house guests in only a couple of weeks' time is great. So yeah, if it is that time, I can probably see that being the case because I can imagine they put them into sequester, then reveal it maybe 1 or 2 or 3 days afterwards. Yeah, I can see that happening. So yeah, moving on to something very interesting now, and this is some filming locations that have been popping up all over the country. So we're going to talk about some different states and cities that have been mentioned and figure out which house guests are from each of those places and decide, you know, could they be returning to the game? Maybe they are, maybe they're not, but either way, it's exciting to speculate, so we're just going to dig into that. So it's sort of been said that at those locations, there's going to be some B-roll interviews getting filmed, as well as cast wrangling, it's been mentioned. So we'll see where that goes. But the first location we're going to talk about is Miami, Florida. Okay, so we're in Miami, Florida. Okay, so Miami, Florida. Josh Martinez, the winner of Big Brother 19, could potentially be going into the house. And that was pots and pans, and it's probably what we're going to hear all summer because Josh is reportedly confirmed for Big Brother. So I think that backs up, you know, the fact that they're going to Miami, Florida to film tells you that, you know, Josh is very, very likely going in, and the confirmation must be true. I can definitely see it happening. So yeah, I think Josh is the only person to discuss from Miami, Florida, but I think we'll see him this summer in the house. Next up on the filming locations, was Queens, New York. Now, I dug into the archives and found out that 2 house guests in the past have came from Queens, New York, and I don't think either of them are notable enough to be on All Stars 2. It's Josh Feinberg from Big Brother 3 and Dana Varela from Big Brother 4. So yeah, Dana was a contender for All Stars 1 but didn't make it into the house, and I don't really think we'll be seeing either of them make it into the house this time round. However, I sort of had a look at some of the house guests that have been from New York in the past and sort of, decided which ones are notable enough that they could end up on All Stars. So there's Nicole from Big Brother 21. We've got Tommy from Big Brother 21, as well as Frankie Grande and Steve Moses, the winner of Big Brother 17. So yeah, that's an interesting list. I feel like Frankie Grande is reportedly confirmed anyway, so I feel like he could be the person that they are filming. Nicole is rumoured heavily as well, so I feel like she could be going in. I haven't heard anything about Steve or Tommy, so I think for the moment, I'd just stick with the fact that Frankie is almost a definite and Nicole is very likely. So our next location for filming is San Diego, California. Now, the only notable player that I found from San Diego, California was Casey, the winner of Big Brother 20. As I've spoken about in a previous video, Casey has reportedly received a call for Big Brother 22. So I think it's very likely, again, that we're going to see Casey go in. So I feel like that's a puzzle piece together. We've got Casey, we've got San Diego as a filming location. I think, it's very likely to say that we could see Casey again this summer. Next up is also a very exciting location. We have Detroit, Michigan. Now, no house guests actually come from Detroit, Michigan. However, we've got some very important and exciting house guests from Michigan, just the state. And it is Nicole Franzel, the winner of Big Brother 18, as well as Dan Giesling, the winner of Big Brother 10. So again, Dan's been heavily rumoured to be going in the house. So again, that's another puzzle piece together. I think we've got a filming location of Michigan as well as Dan Giesling. Let's hope we see him this summer. Nicole Franzel, I've heard nothing about her. However, I'm assuming that the filming is just going to be there for Dan unless they're planning on sending Nicole Franzel in as well. However, I do think it's just going to be Dan from Michigan. But again, I think that's a great lock and I'm very excited. And hopefully we'll get to see Dan this summer. So the next filming location on our list is Minneapolis in Minnesota. Now, again, I only found out there was 2 notable house guests from there, and it is McCrae and Janelle. Now, McCrae hasn't been mentioned at all, so I'm just going to totally disregard that and just sort of not roll with that. But however, Janelle has been rumoured that she's received a call. So if we get to see Janelle, I think it's going to be great, because to have someone who's been in All Stars 1 come back for All Stars 2, we know we're getting a genuine, real All Star. So that's really, really exciting if Janelle's going in. My fingers are crossed. But again, only 2 notable people from there, McCrae and Janelle. And I think Janelle is the only person who would likely go in for All Stars 2. Next up, we have Trenton, New Jersey. So I had a look and nobody is from there. However, we have 2 notable house guests from just New Jersey, the state as a whole, and that is Cody from Big Brother 16 and Christy from Big Brother 21. So I've not heard rumours about either of them. So that's going to be exciting to see who comes out of New Jersey. So I think we should just keep the guessing going there. And just let's sort of wait for that one and see what comes out, because I think it's too hard to sort of make a guess as to which of those could be going on. It might not be any of them. Again, just rumours, but those are the 2 notable people from New Jersey. So next we have Savannah, Georgia. Now, the only person that comes to mind for that is David Alexander, who is from Atlanta, Georgia. I spoke about him in a previous video with him flying to LA amidst the pandemic. And, he could be flying to the Big Brother house. He might not be. But again, he's the only notable house guest that we've been discussing that is from Georgia. There's plenty of house guests from Georgia, but none, I don't think, notable enough to be on All Stars. I don't really know if David's notable enough to be on All Stars. However, I do think he deserves another chance. So let's get him in there. Let's get him in that house and we'll see how he plays this time round. Second to last now, we've got 2 locations in Texas, and the first one is Houston. Now, the only person that comes to mind again, Cliff Hogg III from Big Brother 21. He hasn't been rumoured at all. However, there's always an old guy or someone who takes the old spot on Big Brother. Donnie has been rumoured, but I've seen recently on his Twitter, he's been saying to people that he hasn't received a call yet, which is really, really upsetting. I thought Donnie would have gone in, so maybe they've got other plans for the old guy. I haven't heard anything about Kevin, but the same thing there, I haven't heard anything about Cliff. However, this filming location could be for someone else. It might be for Cliff, who knows? But again, Cliff Hogg is the only person that comes to mind. Last up on the location list, we have Dallas, Texas. So, there is no one from there specifically. However, I've found 3 notable house guests from the area of Texas. So we have Haley, who has been rumoured, Haley from Big Brother 20. She has been rumoured to have received a call. So I think it's likely she could be the person who's getting filmed there. We also have Cody from Big Brother 19, who seems to be a fan favourite. But again, I've heard no rumours about him, so I don't know if he's going to be going in. And the last person is James from Big Brother 17 and Big Brother 18. James is definitely a notable house guest, but again, I've heard nothing about him. So I think the evidence here is sort of pointing towards Hayley. So I'm going to sort of go out on a limb here and say that location's going to be for Hayley. But yeah, I mean, we could see more than just Hayley in there, the Texas lot. But she, out of the 4 people I've discussed from all the locations in Texas, I think Hayley is the most likely to be an all-star this season. That is it from me today, folks, but thank you for tuning in again. I really, really appreciate all the support that you're giving me. It is overwhelming. I'm nearly at 700 subscribers now, which is fantastic, so keep that support coming because it means a lot to me. Again, I really hope you've enjoyed the content today. I'm going to be making more videos very, very soon, so stick around because we're on this journey together, and it's only going to get better and better as Big Brother comes along. So again, thank you everyone for joining in, and yeah, so do all that stuff, like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell your family and friends. Let's keep the show on the road. So thank you very much, everyone. And I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.